Hello, this is Mercury Rises from Clash of Empire, now called Last Land, and this is my K479 Cavalry captain. In K479, I actually had two captains because of things that worked out, and I've never done that before, but it was on two accounts that we were looking for players, and we do have players now for them, but I had to finish the captains out. So I have this one, it's called Mercury Rises as my name, and that was in the rank 1 QIB Alliance, and then I also had Jupiter Ascends, who was in the Uni, R5 of Uni, in the rank 2 Alliance. And Jack had been working all week to get players to help us and to make sure and secure the towers for the rank 1 and rank 2. Now he had discovered that they were still two other captains left over in the rank 3 and 4 alliances, and he had been negotiating all week long to get players who could help them in order for everybody to get a tower. That all 4 captains and 4 assistants would get a tower so that they could all get their cards and go home. Well, last minute, literally hours before the event started, there were one, if not two, very, very strong players in the QYB who were saying, we get 2 towers, and that's what's going to happen. Because with their power, there was just nothing that Jack could do. So, as the Iron End players didn't get a tower because K and G had wood, and we're sitting in both the silver and the iron is in my PV begging for Jack's help. And so kind of did something on the sly is that while we're sitting in both towers, they couldn't hit the iron tower. Even though we didn't have a lot of players in there, they still couldn't hit it. And I just simply told the R5 of Iron, I said, get your men there 10 minutes before the tower is up. We sat in those towers for an hour. And I said, do it for 10 minutes, get there, have your men ready to go. And I told my uni players, I said, I need the strongest to do something for me, but you're going to have to trust me. And I'll tell you when it gets closer to taking the towers. Well, Uni had gotten their tower, and it literally closed up 30 seconds before the towers for QYB. So as I told them, I said, okay, make a fake rally and just make a fake rally. Well, my players, they have no idea what's going on. And they're like, what's going on? They must be suicidal. They're crazy. And so they have this rally going on that's going to hit literally 30 seconds before the end of the tower. And so she's in my PV. Oh my gosh, do what you're going to do. Like, we can't hit them. We can't hit them. And I said, I'm going to kick them. Don't worry. Don't worry. This was around 7 minutes before that. I'm going to kick them. Don't worry. Now I had the R5 account because Jack, and I have this arrangement, and the previous captain in this one too, is that he fights in 415 with towers with both of our accounts, and I fight the captain with both of our accounts. So I'm like, okay, I didn't ask for permission. Nothing. I just simply did it. And I told the Iron players, I said, do a fake rally. And as they were just about to hit that tower I just went in and kicked every single player out of that tower so that it would be completely empty for them to hit. Well, this disoriented everybody because they're like, what just happened? And then our tower, the QYB tower, actually closed up, and it was good to go. Now, at that point, as captain, you can move alliances. And so I got that organized. I ended up giving the R5 of QYB to my account. And so that way it was still in my hands, or in Jack's hands, because he can access that account too. And Jack's busy in towers, in 415. He did come in for a split second, but then I'm like, oh my gosh, he just came in. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was able to fulfill the promise that he made to all the alliances that all 4 of us would get a tower. Now, the players were trying to get back into QYB because for some reason they quit. I'm still a little confused about why they did that. But just so happens those 2 strong players that were fussing about the whole thing, they just went offline. They just simply went offline. So I don't know if they went offline as it happened and I kicked those players, or if they were offline already knowing that we had secured the towers and they don't need to shield because who can hit them. So they were like, where's the R4? Where's the R4? Where's the R5? Well, I had gone offline because I'm working Jack's Castle. And I had gone into IRN in order to defend that tower with them, as well as my players who had gone over at my call. And I said, go over there and join them. And they got the tower. All 4 of us did.